Yes. Are we up? Hello, hello. It's the Felger and Maz off-air show. Mark Dondero in for Big Jim Ray. How you doing today,
Mike? Great.
Mark?
Great.
Off-air show presented by the original light beer, Miller Lite. Legendary stories and the off-air show start with a light. Here's to just over 50 years of Miller time. Can I just spend 45 seconds on this effing, I can say it, this fucking Olympic hockey story?
Yeah, it's your show.
Again, the email from Matt in Kittery, Miracle on Ice, all caps. So I read that. I'm like,
yep.
I should just block him and not, because I block all the political stuff. Are you going to cover what impact Kash Patel's locker room celebration or the subsequent comments made by the president about the women's team had on the impact of the gold medal game on your show? Can you at least cover it on the All-Fair show? For many of us, it took the high of an excellent game and pride in our country and evaporated it in a split second. It's a topic. It's sports. Please cover it. Okay. You all suck. In terms of politics, I don't want to hear from any of you. You all suck. So I hear it. I hear, and just to simplify it, the left was complaining about it, and then the right overreacts to the left complaining about it, and it's just a bunch of bitches in a pool pissing on each other. Why do I want to swim in that pool? You all sound like a bunch of assholes. So I got no use for it. I love Olympic hockey and international hockey. That's what I care about. One of the things I care the least about is listening to people piss on each other over politics. So why do I have to swim in that piss-ridden pool? I don't have to. And I'm proud of the fact that generally we don't. So there. Now, do you want me to pick a side quickly? I'll pick a side quickly. I think, as usual, the left, again, I'm simplifying, made way too big of a deal about it. Way too big of a deal about it. And overreacted, as they are wont to do. And I would just say this to my friends on the left. This is why we lose elections. Because you make too big of a deal about things that really aren't that big of a deal. It's part of the reason we lose. So that's all. That's my bottom line on that. I have daughters who play sports. I'm not offended by Trump making that comment because I take it with a grain of salt that he's just kind of offensive. He's old school and not really in a good way. He's kind of a meathead, and that's just what it is. If it bothers you so much, why don't you spend more time trying to win a fucking election versus crying about stuff like this, which really doesn't matter, okay? Women's sports has never been in a better place. Trump did not set back women's sports by that comment. Women are going to get scholarships. They're going to get opportunities because of sports. If they excel on a high level and it's entertaining enough, people are going to watch it and people are going to celebrate it. It's not going to change. Trump's comment is not going to change it. Not even close. Not by a long shot. Kash Patel, what do I give a fuck about Kash Patel chugging beer in the locker room? How does that impact me in any way, shape, or form? What? I cared that the U.S. finally, after really devoting themselves to it for decades, to catch the Canadians and compete at the highest level, did it. They finally did it. That's awesome. Kash Patel chugging a beer or Trump making a Trumpy comment, if that takes away from your enjoyment of the thing, then I kind of feel bad for you, frankly. How could that take away from that if you really cared about the hockey? If you just care about the politics, then fuck off and go cry about your politics wherever you cry about them. On all sides of it. But please, let me just enjoy the hockey. And if it's something important, then, maybe I'll engage on it. Kash Patel drinking a beer and Trump making a Trumpy comment is not important. Good grief. Okay, maybe that was more than a minute, but that's how I feel about the thing. You have a thought?
Well said. I'm glad you said all of that, so I didn't have to get into it. I agree with basically everything that you've said. Politically, I don't like to get into that type of thing, especially on sports. I just don't do it. What I will say is, if you want my take politically, I listen to the candidates on both sides. It's just me. And I vote for the person who I feel like I align the most with. Sometimes it could be a lefter, a right wing. It could be a Democrat. It could be a Republican. I think about which one I align with the most, and I'll vote that way.
Wow.
That's what I do. So I don't get it. I'm not political. I don't want to get into it. And I do agree. I don't get offended easily either. So that did not offend me. It wasn't a thing that I thought about. I was enjoying the hockey like people should have been doing. I was hoping the country would unite over that experience and not get divisive immediately. That's what I was hoping for. It lasted about 6 minutes, but
because people suck.
Yes, people suck.
But just the sporting world, I think, did unite around a great moment in sports. And we didn't even fucking pay attention to the other shit. And I do vote Democrat, mostly. But we suck. And this is why we lose. This is why we lose. Just so you know that. That's why you lose. Shit like that. You turn people off is what it is. With you just nonsense.
Well said.
Overrating and overreacting to things that just aren't that bad, aren't that hurtful, aren't that big of a deal. It's why you lose. One of the reasons you lose. Okay?
You ever thought about running for
Stop
office?
standing for stupid shit and win elections. Why don't you do that? Why don't you try and win elections? And stop bellyaching about stuff that doesn't matter. Good grief. I'm done. Stop. I want Jake's questions. Question. Would you live out of a truck or van, or would you live out of a truck/van life?
Do you know what van life is? Have you seen this online?
No, I don't even know what you mean by this.
So there are people who take Sprinter vans and they convert them into a micro studio with a bed, table, and they basically drive around the country and able to explore and be nomadic.
That's what I discerned from that.
Thank
you for the explanation, though.
So I mean, when I lived in Mississippi, I got a bigger apartment because I thought my wife was going to move, or my fiance at the time, I thought she was going to move down there. Didn't move down there. Moved into a tiny studio apartment. Couldn't have been happier. I had just enough room for myself. Is that the truck
van life?
No, it's not. But I don't think I need to be a nomad, so I don't want to do that. No,
out. No, I do not want to live in a truck van life. I do not want to be a beach bum. I am not ready to be retired and just golf all day or sit on the beach or be a ski bum or a beach bum or a truck van guy. I don't want to be off the grid. I go on vacation. I fucking check my email constantly. And then when I come home at night, I check the scores and the standings.
Really? That surprises me. I thought you would be off technology.
No.
You don't like technology.
It's not a technology thing. Is that
like streaming?
I don't need to be off the grid. Okay. I want to know who won the game and where they are in the standings. And I check that whether I'm in Boston, Florida, Paris, or not that I'm in Paris but you know what I fucking mean. I could be in Sydney, Australia. I'm going to check the score and the standings and see where the Bruins are in the wild card, because I don't need to be off the grid and I don't need to live in a truck or a van and be free, man, or be a beach bum or a ski bum or any of that shit. No, I like working and I like my career and the balance of it all and the back and forth of it all. And if it was just one thing, if you were just on the golf course or just on the beach, it wouldn't be as valuable to you. That stuff's valuable because of all the time we spend working.
Well said.
Or raising a family or whatever. That's why that's great. It's great to sit on a beach because you worked for it. And you spent all week here screaming at Maz.
You can still do it remotely. You can get on Zoom like you do in Florida. Except now you're doing it out of a van or something.
You'll mix in a remote show with no. And just working totally remote wouldn't work either. I like spotting it in there.
It's nice to have a yard.
So are you out on camping?
Oh, I'm out on camping. What do I need to camp for? What do I need? What do I do? What do I do with this? I don't need camping. I'm half Jewish. I don't think.
What does that have to do?
I don't think Jewish folks are really big into camping.
All right.
Not that my mom, who's Catholic, is a big camper either, but I think it's just, what do I need for a camp? I like a nice hotel. If there was one thing in your life you never had to replace, like it never breaks or wears down, what would it be? This is easy.
Yeah. I have this Nike hat that I love, and if it's gotten worn down and if I could wear it forever, I would.
The phone. I don't need the new Pixels and the, iPhone Pro 14. I don't care. I don't need I don't need to have, professional photography level fucking lenses or a bigger. I don't need, I stopped needing any more technology about 15 years ago. Okay. So I don't want or need a new phone. I don't want to have to re-log in or re-download the apps and figure out what my password is and the dual authentication and all of that. I don't care for it. And so I ride my phones in the fucking ground. This one won't charge anymore. The thing in here is I've got to I got to adjust the cord. I got to hang on to the cord or fucking press the cord down to get it to charge. Or I got to get it on.
At that point, you got to get a new phone.
No, I don't want to. And then I got to
super annoying.
Or put it on a stand. It's annoying. You know what's more annoying? Getting a new goddamn phone and having to re-log in
awful.
And download everything and fuck off.
No. It is an awful process.
What phone is, what version is this? How old is this?
Phones?
Looks like a 12 from here.
It's like a 12. I don't need, when they got to, I'm going to make this up, 8, I was fine. Well, when they got to 6, I was fine. I don't need new phones. If this could lasted forever, I'd be fine. I don't need, what more do you need than this?
That's a good answer, but when the charger goes, that's you got to replace it.
If you could relive a vacation for the first time, what would it be?
A vacation that I went on for the first time and do it again. We a couple years ago for our 10th anniversary went to Paris and Italy, my wife and I. It was awesome. Awesome. I would do that again. Great.
When was it?
We actually went the year after our 10-year anniversary. It was 2023, but it's for our 10-year anniversary.
So it's just a couple years ago.
Just a couple years ago.
It's not fresh enough that you don't have to relive it?
I would relive it.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great time, great sex, great food. Awesome.
Ew.
Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know what I go to.
Well, hold on a sec. You gave me a story once about riding in the car listening to stuff about gay sex on this show.
Yeah. It's called The Shards.
Yeah.
By Brett Elston. What's his name?
I don't want to hear that.
Oh.
No.
You want to have an interesting car ride with your wife?
Yeah, it's something else.
Put that audiobook on.
Noted.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
It went, woof. That was some steamy ass gay sex in that thing.
Okay.
What vacation would I relive for the first time? It sounds elitist, but the first time I went to St. Bart's, it's a pretty exotic, fancy, fucking cool place. Maybe that.
Great.
Traveling to see the dead, and I don't know if you consider that a vacation.
Yeah, traveling.
Traveled, friends, weekend dead shows, someplace cool, that was good. I hate these questions, Jake. Is water wet? Fuck off. I'm not doing that. Would you rather never have to do laundry or shower?
Oh, laundry. I like a shower.
What is seriously?
What?
You don't like showering?
No,
Jake?
it's like if you could only do one, but you were always, you could always have clean clothes or you'd always be showered. It's an extreme either or.
I didn't look at it that way. Either I was always dirty or your clothes were always dirty. This is another question I don't like.
I was always dirty I don't want to be dirty. I don't want to sleep
but
dirty.
If your clothes
No,
are
I
dirty,
agree. No one wants to be dirty,
Yeah.
but you're trying to pick two extremes.
I get it.
I'd rather wear the dirty clothes, I guess, and then be able to shower.
Here's another story I've spent zero time on. I just don't want to. Can 7.8 million really stop the World Cup from coming to Foxboro? So, can you explain this to me in 15 seconds? What the story is?
They were at a town meeting for Foxboro, and there's a disagreement on who should pick up the bill for the security for the World Cup events at Gillette Stadium.
And that would be either the Crafts or FIFA or Foxboro.
The town right now seems like it could be on the hook, and they don't want to be on the hook, so they set the deadline for I believe it was March 13th.
I mean, it's another one. You're gonna have to do it
March
on your
17th.
own time. You're gonna have to do it on your own time. Who should pay it, Jake?
I mean, I think the Crafts should pay it if that's can be, but the article wrote, this was interesting to me. Apparently, the Crafts can't pay it
because they have cash flow issues.
Well, because they said that it came with conditions including a June 1st deadline. So they're screwing with the contract that we'll pay it maybe, but we want it to be a June 1st deadline, not a March 17th deadline. That was what I took away from the article. I thought it was interesting.
So the Crafts should be responsible for it, but they're
I mean, isn't that fair? It's a event on private property. I know it's a big major thing, so there's public resources involved.
Understood.
But shouldn't the private person or the private entity have to pay for that?
I don't know. Like I said, it's just not on my radar. I don't care. What?
I just had some questions. If you
Go.
want. All right, couple questions.
And not to besmirch you, it's a story. Other people care. It's just not me.
What's the most awkward silence that you've ever experienced that you can think of?
Oh, see, this is why I would like to see these before.
Do you usually get to see these questions? Did
Yes.
you say? Oh, sorry, okay.
Yes.
So I'll just say
Go
one.
ahead.
I just thought of this. One time I was covering the Music City Bowl in Nashville, so we're there with a few of the news people that were there. I'm out. It's the weather person, female, and I'm talking at the bar with her boyfriend, and all of a sudden she was at another part of the bar, 20 yards away, talking to some guy. And I'm talking with the boyfriend who I don't know all that well. She's talking to some guy. We're kind of, going back and forth. I'm looking back. I look over. We both look over. And just as I look over, we both see her kiss this random guy. So we don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Goes totally silent. We look at each other and I just go, well, that's an issue. And he jumps up and goes, and they have a big falling out fight. And it was crazy. That was an awkward silence for me.
My silencers generally aren't awkward.
Really?
I'm fucking happy not to talk.
You've never gotten into a like where you were talking and then something.
Definitely. I just can't recall
Okay.
them. That's why I wish I'd had these questions.
I'll give you
earlier. I
another
would
one.
think
Well, you're
about
gonna
it.
have to think of it off the top of your head. All right. What's the strangest compliment somebody's ever given you?
Like I said.
You got to think about these. All right.
Yeah, okay. The one that you get all the time is that, oh, you're skinnier than you look on TV. So why, like a
So that's kind of strange.
fat on TV? Oh, you look younger than you do on TV, or you look older than you do on. So I look, that's always a. So how do I look? You know what I mean? Like that's always the one that. You're not as big of an asshole as I thought. That's another one. I guess that's a compliment, but it means I present as an asshole.
Well, yeah, everyone thinks.
What was
Well, not
what
everyone
was the
thinks,
exact wording of the question?
What is the strangest compliment someone's ever given you? Like, for example, one time somebody in high school told me I'd be a great backup quarterback.
Ah.
That was a funny compliment.
I could think about it more, but it's really more like that. It's like, you look different than I thought. Oh,
Okay.
What'd you think? How do I look? That's always the thing that goes through your head. Yes, Jake.
Just stemming off of that for a second, Dondero, you've been in the sports now for a little over a year.
2 years.
2 years, sorry. What is one thing that when you tell somebody, oh, I work at the sports hub, what is the one topic that always comes up or the question?
How
I've
much
had
he
some-
makes.
Oh,
I was going to say Felger in general.
yeah.
Yeah. I get a lot of
oh,
how much
you got
does
to
this
tell
guy
Felger
make? How
that
much
this
is it?
guy is wrong on this
Is
subject.
Felger really that big of an asshole?
Yeah, I've had to explain that. You and Maz, like they think that you're jerks, and I've explained that you're not at all. But
It's
that's
crazy to me that those are like the topics and questions at hand. It's like, oh, I work at Sports Hub. Oh, yeah, that Felger and Maserati. Like, you got to tell them that they're wrong about the Celtics, man.
Easily
They're
the
so
two-
good, man.
That's easily the two things I get the most.
How
Cool,
much I
bro.
make?
How much you make, and Maz, and then if you're actually an asshole. Can I say that on the?
And you
internet?
answer
Yeah.
a lot and yes.
Yeah.
Next.
No, I don't say you're an asshole.
Oh, thank you.
I don't either.
What's the story with RFK and Duncan? This one I
just
might
came
care
out
about
today.
a little bit.
This one just came out today. So there was RKK came out and said that there was things that in Dunkin' iced coffees and Starbucks coffees that go against health regulations, and he wants to propose something that would remove those ingredients from coffee.
Do we know what they are? What those ingredients would be?
So it was reading the article. It's unclear what the administration was, I guess, discussing in this, but it was just an agenda that he brought up regarding chains and fast food in general.
Kennedy told an applauding audience, we're going to ask Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks, show us the safety data that show that it's okay for a teenage girl to drink an iced coffee with 115 grams of sugar in it. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I mean, he's 1,000% right, but does someone not have the personal freedom to drink a sugary drink if they want to drink a sugary drink? But I think RFK's they've sort of flipped the food pyramid is right. Like, the old food pyramid had bread.
Yeah,
at the top
I know,
of it.
grains.
Like bread and grains and pasta and like all these carbohydrates
Carbs.
that would convert to sugar, which is like the worst thing for you. And the food industry had convince people that was healthy and that was at the top of the. So I think, again,
But they have a lot of.
I'm a Democrat, but I think RFK isn't wrong about a lot of things.
A lot of
I think
passes
he's.
now.
I don't agree with him at all on the vaccine stuff, but the food pyramid is not wrong, and sugary drinks is not wrong. But the right must be confused about all that shit. Because who was it? Was it Michelle Obama who wanted to get rid of sugary drinks?
I don't remember.
Michelle Obama had a whole school lunch reform.
Yeah.
And it happened right when I started school. I was in first grade when they got elected and into the House and everything. I remember half the year it was like ice cream, sundaes, brownies, and then the second half it was like carrots and broccoli. It was like completely different. It used to be a running joke at the school system that remember how lunch used to be so good and now it's
That's what RFK is doing. I mean, it's like that shouldn't be political.
Do you not
Sugar's fucking bad for you.
Do you not eat any carbs?
Fact. I try not to.
No
I mean,
carbs.
no. I mean, no. But during the week, I'm pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
During the week, I would say, Monday through Friday, I don't want to say I'm 100% carb free. I'm that kind of carb free, meaning like there's carbs in, I'll have rice cauliflower. There's carbs in there, but like breads and pastas and rice and potato chips, French fries, that stuff. I can go weeks.
They
at
have
a time
a lot
with
of
that.
different types of pastas now, though. Protein pasta, some that isn't all the white sugary type
Yeah.
of stuff.
What can I tell you? Anyway, anything else, Mark? Do I want to read the comments? Just because I went there with the Cash Patel thing, am I gonna have to listen to you people now on this? I don't want to
It's
hear
the
you
worst
people on
fashion trend you ever participated in. I dyed my hair blonde once. That was tough.
Is that a fat?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, must have looked
It was
horrible.
orange. It was more orange. It was bad.
Horrible.
Yeah.
remember the tie-dye phase and everything had to be tie-dye. when I was a kid.
Okay. Oh man. Yikes.
I'm not fashionable, so I don't follow fashion trends. But what was? Well, when I was
I mean, the short shorts, I guess, would be another one.
Yeah,
for me. That was
that's
as bad.
definitely
that's more of the trend.
Dondero.
Yeah,
definitely.
because that was a trend. That was trend based when I decided to do that.
I mean, as a kid, as a young boy, pre-high school, did I have a comb hanging out of the back of my pocket? Sure.
A comb.
I would say so. Like
Is that a thing?
in the 70s, yeah. I think for a time in the you old timers.
Okay.
In the 70s with the comb in the back of the pocket. Was that a thing?
I didn't know that.
I'd be lying if I say I never did that. Felger ranked the most heartbreaking Packers playoff losses, and where does this last one rank? The last one hurt, but not as horrible as some of them. The worst, I mean, the NFC Championship game in Seattle in 2014 when we couldn't recover a fucking onside kick.
Mm.
That one hurt. And we were leading the whole game. We were up big.
What about some of the
Just
Giants in
completely
07?
shat ourselves. The 07 Giants, not as bad. I didn't really believe in that team.
Okay.
The one that was 2014 was, that early, the
Yeah.
Rodgers team, they won in 2010.
10.
And that era, that 5-year period, they're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
And they were right there. They beat the Seahawks that day and just shat themselves. We would have lost. That would have helped you. Oh, no, you would have beaten us in 2014 like you beat Seattle. I think you would have beat that Packers team.
Even though they beat the Patriots earlier that year.
Yeah, it would have been a good game. That was a great game in
Yeah.
Green Bay that
Yeah.
night. That was.
Remember who?
Yeah, it was a good Packers
that
team.
Kid caught the third down. I was like, who the
Jordy
fuck
Nelson.
is no, it was Devontae Adams. I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
Making plays all over the field. Ended up pretty good.
Let's see.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, did you see his latest comments on the Pat McAfee show?
No, what did he say?
So he was asked about what motivates him to work out, if he's going to continue his regimen when he retires or going to dial it back. And his motivation was, quote, "I want my wife to want to F me." Direct quote he said on the Pat McAfee show.
Who doesn't?
What was the question?
About his workout, what motivates him to work out.
Best answer he's given on anything in ever. Ever. Great answer. Great answer. That's it. You should be there for your partner. You should be bangable for as long as possible. And if you let yourself go where you're not doable, then shame on you. Don't do that. That's selfish. Don't do that to your partner. Great answer by him. It's the only time I can't remember the last time he said something that I was like, yeah, Aaron.
Yeah.
Like never. Because he's a fucking tool.
Correct.
But that's the right answer.
A right answer.
Don't you agree?
Totally agree.
What else is
Yeah.
there?
That's right. Right. It's good for the marriage, good for the family.
Everything.
Stressful. You know, you got to do things that are fun. Good.
Does anyone remember that one time Felger, Tangway, and Haggerty wore the same cream-colored suit on Sports Tonight? I don't, thank God. That's been erased from my memory. Yeah. Anything else?
Do you wish that some of your earlier moments in your career was like on the internet? That you go back and watch it and listen to it as
Jimmy
easily?
says, I can see Felger with a fanny pack and a cigarette behind his ear. Fanny pack? Fuck off. No, never a fanny pack. But have I put a cigarette behind my ear? Maybe. I'll put the tea behind my ear golfing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Pencil sometimes.
Okay.
Every now and then. Is a cigarette behind the ear douchey?
You know what?
It feels douchey. I mean, I admit that doesn't sound cool.
The clip I see of him, the throwback clip, is the one from, I think it was, you were on with BZ talking about the 03 Patriots and that they were going to be better than you thought or better than people think, or say it was a good take.
People say, what happened to that guy? What happened to that guy? He's the same guy. He's just truth teller.
Truth teller.
I looked at that team and said they were going to be fucking good. I said it. Same guy. What was your question, Jake?
Do you wish the internet was around for your early career
God,
moments?
no.
So you could, but you could go back and watch it and hear yourself before, like easier.
No.
I mean, do you have tapes of that stuff?
No. I'm somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure. Somewhere in, I haven't done a resume, thank God, in 15 years, but there's a resume tape or a reel somewhere. So yeah, I have it. No, the internet's not half as fun as a newspaper. Newspapers were fun. You broke a story in the newspaper, man. That lasted all day. Now these things last 5 seconds. You'd scoop the guy. I mean, me and Cafaro would go to work same day, go into the same locker room, and you came out with something. And you wrote it, and it was slap on the desk the next morning, and it lived all day. That was the best. Not that it happened all that much. Nick was good, and no, the internet's not half as fun as that.
Is that lost now in modern reporting, like the competitiveness between reporters?
It feels that way. I don't know. Do you, like, when we read coverage, I don't feel like these guys are trying to outscoop each other. Maybe a little bit on the Patriots. I think it does exist. But I don't read Celtics coverage and go, boy, this guy's trying. No one's trying to.
Not locally.
No one on the Celtics who reports anything. Like, there's zero reporting. Zero. It's the only one that's of any value to me is Washburn, because he's the only one that takes a critical look at the team. The rest of the kids are just on there fucking writing puff pieces and posting clips of the weak side defense. No one's trying to report anything that I can tell.
I like Himmelsbach. He had a lot of good stuff on the ownership change last year.
No, maybe you're right, Jake. Now that I take it back.
He's a great features writer, too. I will stop and read any feature story he writes.
Yeah, I wish I liked features more then. But you're right. He had some stuff on the ownership. Fair point. How much does Dondero bench? Did you max out?
I did until I tore my pec doing it at the gym.
Freaking hardo.
When
was this?
Out. It was in 2021. It was actually. You know what's funny?
What were you lifting?
225. But I weigh 160.
Yeah, you're a little fella.
I'm a little thing.
Yeah.
So that was actually the first day I talked to you. It was the first day. Yeah, we connected. You answered an email or something.
Yeah.
Yep. And I went to the gym. I remember that. I went to the gym, and it was not a good feeling. It just collapses down on you. Screamed. People running over to get it. It was awful.
So you
225 was. Now I'm at 200.
Yeah.
I can't get it back up. But I don't do it as much now, and I don't care.
I will generally just take 45 or 50 pound dumbbells and do the diamond press, like this.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
That's it.
That's it. I'm fucking 56 years old.
Correct. As long as you're working out that area, I feel like that's all you need to do.
Just I'm doing something.
Right.
Keep it just a little bit of tone. Just a little bit. Okay. I've given you enough. We've given you enough. Is there anything else?
You see the Gen Z thing I put in the email?
No.
Okay. So I thought this would be a funny off-air show segment where we could come up with a Gen Z term or phrase. I could say it to you. You have to guess what it means.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Right. No, I did see this. Repeat it again. What is it?
Aura farming. You know what? Or
go fuck yourself. My answer to most of these are going to be go fuck yourself.
That's fine.
Aura farming. I mean, I can sort of pick that apart, like truck van life. I can kind of figure that out. You're sort of fishing for your aura, or you're farming for your aura.
You know what aura means?
Go ahead, explain it.
All right, so aura is like being like charismatic or charisma. So aura farming is like you're building that up, or you're doing things to help improve that or to show that off.
Of your aura. You're trying to. So give me an example.
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Yeah, right. How would one do that?
So aura farming could be like on social media, if you were flaunting some of the things that you had in life. Maybe you had a very nice car or a nice watch or nice things. You say he's aura farming, and those things are like attractable to a certain generation or a certain class of people.
Thank God I'm not farming in these fields.
Not the aura frames. It's very different.
I'm so glad I am not there.
It's just great you can have the success you have and not even be involved in all that shit.
I'm so lucky. Yeah. I'm so thankful that I don't have to do it because it's tedious. All right, Jake, thank you. Appreciate it. Mark, thank you for coming in today.
Pleasure as always.
Okay, my man, thanks for wearing pants, most importantly.
As always.
We're back at it next Wednesday. See you then.